Visitor visa refused. The real reason. Many applications fail. Many people believe that an Australian visitor visa application is simple. They think that if they provide a passport, bank statement, invitation letter, and employment letter, the visa should be granted. But many subclass 600 visitor visa applications are refused because the application does not properly explain the person behind the documents. The most important point is this: the case officer does not know you. The case officer does not know your family, work history, business responsibilities, community ties, or the reasons why you need to return home after visiting Australia. The case officer only knows what is placed in front of them. That is why a visitor visa application is not just about uploading documents. It is about explaining those documents and linking them to the legal requirements. A bank statement may show money, but it does not explain where the money came from or whether the trip is realistic. An employment letter may show that you have a job, but it does not always prove that your leave was approved, that your employer expects you back, or that your employment is a strong reason to return. A business certificate may show ownership, but it does not explain whether the business is active, whether people depend on you, or why you must return to manage it. This is where many applications fail. The documents are provided, but the legal explanation is missing. For the subclass 600 visitor visa, the department must be satisfied that the applicant is a genuine temporary visitor. The question is not only, do you want to visit Australia? The real question is, have you proved that you intend to visit temporarily and return home? A strong application should explain the purpose of the visit. Are you visiting family, attending a wedding, seeing children or grandchildren, traveling for tourism? The purpose must be specific, genuine, and supported by evidence. The application should also explain your circumstances outside Australia, including employment, business, study, family obligations, property, financial commitments, community ties, and anything showing that you have a real life to return to. It is also important to understand the difference between the tourist stream and the sponsored family stream. The tourist stream is generally used by people who want to visit Australia for tourism or to visit family and friends. The sponsored family stream is generally used where an eligible family member in Australia sponsors the applicant to visit family, but sponsorship does not guarantee approval. Even if an Australian citizen or permanent resident sponsors you, the applicant must still satisfy the department that they are a genuine temporary visitor. The sponsor can assist with accommodation, financial support, and the reason for the visit, but the applicant must still prove their own circumstances, intention, and reasons to return home. This is why preparing a proper case is extremely important. A good legal submission does not simply say, "Please grant the visa." It explains the applicant's circumstances in an organized way. It connects the evidence to the legal criteria. It addresses possible concerns before they become refusal reasons. If the applicant has strong family in Australia, the application should explain why that connection supports a temporary visit, rather than suggesting that the applicant may remain in Australia. If the applicant has limited travel history, the application should explain their circumstances and why they will comply with visa conditions. If the applicant is self-employed, the application should explain the business income responsibilities and why they must return. A refusal does not always mean the applicant lied. It does not always mean the applicant is not genuine. Sometimes refusal happens because the evidence was weak, the documents were not explained properly, or the application did not answer the real concerns of the department. If a visitor visa is refused, the first step is to read the refusal letter carefully. Why was the visa refused? Was the concern about employment, finances, family ties, travel history, purpose of visit, or incentive to return home? In some cases, there may be a right to apply for review at the Administrative Review Tribunal. However, not every visitor visa refusal has review rights, and strict time limits apply. The refusal letter must be checked immediately. In other cases, the better option may be to prepare a new application with stronger evidence and a submission that directly addresses the refusal reasons. The mistake many people make is that they reapply with the same documents and the same weak explanation. That often leads to the same result. The positive message is this: a refusal is not always the end. A case can often be strengthened when the evidence is properly prepared, explained, and presented.